the National Football League.
Football weather here in Landover, Maryland today. The Bucs and the Washington football team both coming off the bye. Bucs losing to New Orleans in Week 8, but they still have a full game lead for the time being. Washington started 2-2, including a victory in their lone divisional game against the Giants, but have lost 4 straight to the Saints, Chiefs, Packers, and Broncos since. Tampa Bay won the toss and elected to receive. It will be Joey Sly, the new kicker for the Washington football team, kicking away. Jalen Darden will see it over his head. Here comes Tom Brady, and here is Shannon Spake.
Hey there, Adam. So we already knew Tampa Bay was going to be without tight end Rob Gronkowski as well as wide receiver Antonio Brown. Richard Sherman was just ruled out of this game as well. But good news, they will get receiver Chris Godwin, who missed some practice this week with a foot injury. I spoke with Godwin pregame. He told me he feels good. He was able to practice on Friday. However, he will have an orthotic in that left cleat today, something that he has not done in past seasons or past games. Also, keep your eye on Jason Pierre-Paul battling a rotator cuff.
Good stuff before the first play, Shannon.
Offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Brad Rogers lets us know that O.J. Howard was off the blocks a little bit too quick, so it'll be 1st and 15 for Tampa Bay to begin the day from the 20-yard line.
Not a good way to come off your bye right there, right? I mean, you were 3 yards downfield on a hard count, so never a great start.
Brady will hand it off to Leonard Fournette to begin the day, and he'll get that penalty yardage back. 2nd down and 10 coming up. So Tom Brady, over the course of his career, 15-4 after a bye. Obviously, a lot of that with Bill Belichick, but they came out last year after back-to-back losses going into the bye, and they beat Minnesota. Brady at the top of the list in pass touchdowns with 25, and he's averaging 331 passing yards per game.
I think that's pretty close to his regular standard, 15-4 every 19 games. That's pretty close to his career standard.
2nd and 10. Tyler Johnson in space. Good play by Kendall Fuller. Short gain. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. So Shannon just let us know Chris Godwin back in the lineup. That's important with no Gronk and no Antonio Brown.
Yeah, especially on 2nd down and long situations, 3rd down and long situations like you have here. He is that guy that Tom Brady looks for. He's kind of the actuator of this passing offense and a guy that churns first downs.
Giovanni Bernard in the backfield. Brady on the out route, incomplete. Was looking for Johnson. Jonathan Allen, who's played really well up front this season, had some pressure on Tom Brady.
Just a swipe spin move by Jonathan Allen, and I'm telling you, outside, bam, gets the hit and then just levels Tom Brady. Tell you, he doesn't get the credit he deserves, but Jonathan Allen's one of the premier defensive players in the National Football League.
And unsung on that front. From the 30-yard line, it's DeAndre Carter. A lot of contact running into Cam Gill and company. So 3 and out to start the day for Tampa Bay. Good for Washington, which has given up the most opening drive points this season. This time they're going to give Taylor Heineke a clean slate with which to work. And you see his numbers in that wild card game against Tampa Bay at the time, his 2nd career start. Played very well, admirably well, and frankly, he said it, that game changed my life. It kept me in the NFL, and now he gets to face Brady and the Bucs again.
And you look at the way he wants to play this game. He wants to be just uber aggressive, and he wants to play with his feet as well, give himself a chance to stay out of 3rd and long situations and convert 3rd downs.
Toss play for Antonio Gibson. Man, good job by Devin White, right on cue. We knew we were going to see this guy shot out of a cannon to make tackles in space.
Just unbelievable. He's got a rocket pack on his back. I mean, this guy just flies around from sideline to sideline. And, you know, one of the things you have to do when you're playing these linebackers, David inside, when you're playing White inside, you got to get them moving with their speed and cut back against them. If you think you're going to outrace them to the sideline, you are sadly mistaken.
2nd and long. Empty set. Plenty of time for Heineke. Good protection. Dumps it off for Terry McLaurin. And he's about a half a yard shy of the sticks. We should notice on the front for Washington, Tyler Larson starting at center. Brandon Sheriff is back at right guard. Cornelius Lucas on the right side. And we just saw the man that you want to focus on, Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, he has just been absolutely amazing and has got a real connection with his quarterback, a real leader on this football team.
Well, you said it. Stay out of 3rd and longs. They have 3rd and short, and Gibson is able to convert on the ground. Tampa Bay defensively, someone to keep an eye on, and Shannon already pointed it out. Jason Pierre-Paul, he's very important to the pass rush, dealing with that shoulder issue. Yeah, and he's just a football player, Adam. When you watch him play, I mean, just the way he goes about his business, just the physicality on the end of the line of scrimmage, as well as his athletic ability to rush the passer and his toughness. He sets a toughness tone for this team. Fresh set of downs from the +48. Heineke, nice throw, and he's got a first down to DeAndre Carter. Had his first NFL touchdown reception against Denver a couple of weeks ago.
I like this, come from the slot inside right here when you look at him. So he's in the slot. Now watch him push inside into the field against David and then get himself out for that first down. In that, you create room from the slot so you can go inside, you can go outside, using that space on the outside to his advantage.
There's Gibson. Maybe a yard on the play. Shannon mentioned it. Richard Sherman, who had been dealing with a hamstring issue and had missed the last couple of games, pulled up with a calf issue during warm-ups. D. Delaney was out there for his 2nd career start. He started in Week 7 against Chicago and had his first career pick. Pierre Desir has also played well. He started against New Orleans. He is now in that outside corner for Sherman. Carter in motion. They hand it off for Jaret Patterson, and the rookie out of Buffalo gets stood up. But it's a good run to set up 3rd down and medium.
And this is one thing that Patterson gives you. He is a put your foot in the ground, get downhill at about 5'8" and 200 pounds. So he's a compact player. And I tell you, he's been a guy that's been a pleasant surprise for them from an aggressiveness standpoint. And again, here we sit, a 3rd down and manageable under 5 yards. That's where Washington needs to be.
So Patterson gets them into a 3rd and manageable with both backs. Gibson and McKissick out there. Oh, that one was through the hands of Ricky Seals-Jones, the tight end. Heineke had him. Seals-Jones was past the sticks.
Yeah, and these are the kind of things when you're playing a team that is as good as Tampa is, that has a defense that is as aggressive as they are, you cannot allow those things to happen to you right in the hands. Perfect placement by the quarterback, and now you get an opportunity to do something that Washington has really struggled with, and this is a field goal kicker game.
This is their 3rd kicker after Dustin Hopkins and Chris Blewett. Joey Sly kicking for his 3rd different team. Trying to make another nice impression close to home. He went to Virginia Tech. Was an outstanding kicker with the Hokies, and he gives Washington a 3-0 lead. Played with Houston, played with San Francisco, now with Washington. 3 more on Sly's resume.
We took the truck that helped.
So we were hanging around last night, and I see a bunch of people with Patriots jerseys here in D.C. Obviously, a lot of Bucs fans have made the trip. A lot of Brady fans here as well. And after Tampa Bay went 3 and out, Washington comes back with a field goal. Only the 2nd time all season that the football team has scored first. Sly's got a big leg, and his touchback will send Tampa Bay to the 25. Still plenty of time for the Fox Super 6, giving you a chance at $100,000 of Terry Bradshaw's money, free to play. You can enter now and pick 6 outcomes from today's game for your chance at $100,000. You know what to do. You can scan the QR code when you see it, whenever we show it to you right there. You can download the app. You can play it for free. And I just wanted to make sure we got a look at Terry's face, because it's a little bit different every week. In fact, if you recognize all the changes and put the pieces together, there's a treasure at the end of it. It's amazing. 1st and 10 for Brady and the Buccaneers. Oh, through the hands of Fournette. A drop. Both of these two teams have been pretty good in terms of low drop rates this year, but each team has had one.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette, too. He's been so good in all three phases of the game right there. Loses a little concentration, but he's been great catching the ball out of the backfield. He's done an exceptional job running it. And I'll tell you, his blitz pickup has been as good as it gets. So he's a guy that has really upped his game this season.
Played very well against Washington in the playoff game. Here's Brady underneath. Oh, that's out of the hands of Darden, and William Jackson flies in to take it away.
Ruling on the field is an interception, first down.
They're just talking about an arrow route right here. And so you're just turning around, showing your numbers of the quarterback. Now look at Curl. Break on this. Cameron Curl, perfect on the break. Got to secure the ball. And there's Jackson on the spot to recover. Ooh, did that got a little loose there? As he's recovering it, going to the ground.
Trying to secure it after missing the last two games with the knee injury. William Jackson III back in, and he's got the takeaway. It's ruled as an interception for the time being. Could be a fumble either way. It's a takeaway. Heineke all day improvising, and now McLaurin has one go through his hands on a little bit of a high ball, but boy, both teams having some drop issues early.
Got to secure the ball. I mean, I don't know what it is, if you're just anxious about this, but we've seen drops from Ricky Seals-Jones. Now we've seen a drop here. McLaurin, who, I mean, let's face it, McLaurin does not drop many balls. Nope. He is the go-to guy. And one thing I've noticed now, how much time has Heineke had in the pocket so far? They have not even gotten a sniff of Heineke up to this point.
Handoff for Gibson. There's Vita Vea. What a run stuffer this guy is. A loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, and he is just one of those guys, just big. You can see the hair there, the body there, and automatically already know. Look at the quickness of movement. I mean, that guy's 350 pounds as he spins in there. And I tell you, one thing I've always noticed about guys, when I'm playing against guys or when I'm watching them, see how that one hand has no tape on it? Automatically, he's tougher than me. If you're not putting tape on your wrist, you're tougher than I am. I promise you that.
The no batting gloves of offensive and defensive linemen. Third and long. Heineke short of the sticks. It's caught, though, by Ricky Seals-Jones, and he advances past the line to gain. Big conversion for Washington on 3rd and 11.
Something I love about this is Ricky Seals-Jones comes across the formation in motion, and he's going to run the route. Watch the timing of Heineke right here. Something he has held the ball too long. Go ahead, hit that fifth step. Just get it out there on the hands of the receiver and let him do the work. That's a great sign for Washington, because normally he holds it for something a little bit better. Get it out there, short of the sticks, and let your receiver do the work.
Now into the red zone where Washington has struggled. Off the fake. Into the hands of Cam Sims, who had his monster game against Tampa Bay in the playoff game last year in the loss. Levante David knocks him out of bounds after a short gain of 3.
And that's a great fake right there. I mean, did you see the action of that fake? Flagging it out there and then almost hunching down over like they've got the ball. I mean, those are the kind of things. Those are the kind of things that when you do those the right way, defenses lose the ball. They lose where it's at. And Heineke, something he's working on as he matures as a quarterback. He's been in the league for a long time, but really he's basically a rookie when it comes to starting.
2nd and 7. The pitch play was read perfectly by Antoine Winfield Jr. Nowhere to go for Gibson.
Well, when you watch Antoine Winfield, I mean, right here on the end of the line of scrimmage, you're going to see him. This is what they do. You get a first down, you get in those situations, 2nd down and long, we're bringing pressure. There's nobody that I watch on film that brings more pressure than Tampa on 1st and 2nd down. Their whole theory, we want to get you behind the sticks. Once we get you behind the sticks on 3rd down, we're not bringing pressure. We're going to make you throw it short. We're going to rally up and tackle with our athleticism. We're going to get off the field.
On another 3rd and long. Heineke, nothing there off the hitches. This is what he wanted to do more of. Use his feet to get big chunks of yardage. He'll run out of bounds shy of the line to gain. He'll pick up 10. Let's see, Joey Sly might come on, we'll see.
Well, they're just playing coverage here, so they're playing zone. They're letting the defensive line trust them to get there. Washington doing a great job, and then you scramble out. All those eyeballs are on you. It's not man-to-man, so nobody's got their back to you. They can react as a defense on third down. They can keep you from picking up that first down with your feet.
Well, he makes it an easier attempt for Joey Sly. It'll be a 28-yarder. Sly good from 46. And he has tied Washington's largest lead of the season. They have not led by 7 this year. They matched their largest lead at 6. The field goal set up. Curl the hit on Darden. The pick by Jackson. 3 for Washington.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water.
Won the NFC East. These two teams met in the wild card playoff game. Taylor Heineke, that lunging touchdown to the pylon. Bruce Arians said he almost beat us with his legs. Brady engineered a 69-yard touchdown drive with the Fournette score to make it 28-16 while Heineke was getting his shoulder looked at. Got another touchdown late, but it was Brady and the Buccaneers, the first of their 4 consecutive victories en route to a Super Bowl 55 championship. But Washington played them tight. It was an entertaining playoff game, and now they get to meet again 10 months later.
Yeah, what a run they went on, right? Just an incredible run, and obviously this is a little bit different. You've got crowds now. You didn't have any crowds back then, so the nonverbal communication stuff they're still working on. This is pretty much a brand new experience for Tom Brady and these Buccaneers.
Well, Darden had the drop that led to the pick. He returns it out to the 23. And we check in with Carissa Thompson with a game break. CT.
Thanks, Adam. Falcons, Cowboys, Dallas was held scoreless for the first 3.5 quarters last week. Not today. They get off to a much faster start. Dak Prescott finds CeeDee Lamb, 13-yard score. Falcons would add a field goal, 7-3 in Dallas.
Bucs beat the Falcons earlier this season. Brady in that game had 5 touchdown passes. So far, a punt and a pick. The pick was the first in the first quarter for Tom Brady in the last 25 games he's played. Fournette slips a tackle and tries to hurdle a man and still churns out about 5 yards. Bobby McCain finally wrestled him down.
Those are the kind of runs you got to have, right? Those are the kind of runs that you're running back. You're saying, hey, we didn't get it blocked up. You got hit in the backfield. Then you got hit again on the line of scrimmage, and you keep pressing forward. The next thing you know, you got a 5-yard run. Those are the things that keep you out of bad situations, right. And just having a guy make those kind of plays for you to get you in second down and short.
Second medium here. Godwin sets up 3rd down and 1. Jamin Davis, the rookie out of Kentucky, on the stop. There's Byron Leftwich in his 3rd year. 41 years of age, born in Washington, D.C., went to Woodson High School. And, of course, he's facing his old head coach on the other side, Jack Del Rio. His head coach for 8 seasons full in Jacksonville is the D.C. for Washington. Back to Fournette on 3rd down and 1. And Jonathan Allen was one of the men right in the thick of things for the Washington front. You praise this man for his ability to play inside and outside.
Watch him. Watch his hands right here. His hands are so good. Look at how he extends, pushes the offensive lineman, Ali Marpet, in the backfield, and then your ability to disengage those hands. And now it's a 4th down and short situation. Tampa stays on the field.
You know Tom Brady loves the cadences. Tampa Bay has only gone for it 8 times on 4th down this year.
He's the best QB sneaker I've ever witnessed.
We'll do it again here, and he finds the hole. Picks up 2 yards. He's done it at a very high success rate going back to his days in New England.
I'm telling you, the guy is right, straight from Hogwarts when it comes to the quarterback sneak. I mean, it just is uncanny how good he is at finding the soft spot. Look at him receive the ball and actually move. Take a step to the right and then dive in there between those D linemen's legs. He just is exceptional That is a skill set that he has had since day one in this league.
Brady rifles, bad throw. It's a two-pick first quarter for Tom Brady, and it's Bobby McCain with the interception.
Well, they're just running the over route, and Bobby McCain sitting in the middle of the football field. You're going to run it over. Bobby McCain reads this all the way. This is something you don't ever see with Tom Brady. The eyeballs, right? Eyeball on the one receiver on the over.
After the play, taunting, number 94 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Daron Payne on the taunting penalty after the pick.
And Tom Brady just like, I telegraphed it. This is something you don't ever see from number 12.
Let alone 2 interceptions in a quarter.
What if smartphones were more than just smart?
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light Seltzer. If you drink, don't drive, decide to ride.
2 interceptions from Tom Brady. Darden lost this one on the curl hit. And Jackson came flying in. And then, as Mark pointed out, a little bit of a telegraph from Brady, read by Bobby McCain. 2 interceptions on the last 3 Tom Brady throws, after he had thrown 5 in the first 8 games of the season total. From the plus 46 for Washington, Gibson with a good run into Devin White for 5 yards.
Well, I mean, you look at Washington right now. You roll down here and you kick another field goal in the red zone, you're 3 points closer to losing. That's how I look at this. This has got to be a touchdown drive for Washington. You're doing a good job. Love that run. Love that finish by Antonio Gibson, putting yourself in a second down and manageable situation. You've got to churn these first downs when you get in the red zone. Attention to detail.
Deep drop for Heineke. There comes the pressure. Oh, he avoided it. And finally will duck down. Boy, Raheem Nunez-Roches had Heineke, who ends up running forward. It's a loss of 2 yards after all of that.
I don't know how he does it. He had eyes in the back of his head. His head was turned backwards to Nunez-Roches. Watch him. Here it comes. Whoop, underneath, slip it, now get out of there. Really nice job of avoiding the negative play, but you put yourself in a 3rd down and long situation. See if Tampa brings pressure in this 3rd down situation.
And right now, sitting at a 61-yard field goal try for Joey Slye. 3rd down and 7, blitz coming from Tampa, and a good throw to Gibson. Lunges past the sticks to the 35. 8-yard pickup for a first down for Washington.
Really good job releasing this ball. Watch Devin White coming through here. Little arm under move, but perfect execution by Heineke, getting rid of that ball, knowing that blitz is coming, and put it on the hands of Gibson. Now, Gibson also return guy, also a receiver in college, so even at 230, he's a guy that really can catch the ball out of the backfield.
About a quarter of Washington's receiving yards go to their running backs. Nice spin that time by McKissick, who leads NFL running backs in yards per scrimmage touch. So any catches or carries, he has averaged 7 yards a pop this year, the best in the NFL among running backs.
And he's going against the best front 7 in all the National Football League as far as I'm concerned. And they really do a great job of stopping the run. We talked about the speed of their linebackers. So there's 2 concepts here. Get them running side to side, cut back on them, or make them stop their feet and go straight downhill. And that's what you've seen the last couple of runs from Washington.
Heineke under immediate pressure this time. Anthony Nelson. He had a sack in the wild card game on this field last year. He's got one here.
Well, we talked about pressure again, and here's what you're getting. You're getting this, and then you're getting this off the side. So your tackle has to decide. I got to take the inside player. That's White. Guess who comes free? Nelson around the edge. And that is one of those things. You know, last year you look at Devin White and how many sacks he had. This year, what are they saying? We can't block you with a running back. We got to use an offensive lineman. There you saw them use that to perfection, understanding what Washington was going to do. Get the right tackle on the linebacker and free up the edge.
Through one quarter here in Landover, Maryland. takeaways for Washington, leading to a couple of field goals, a 6-0.
Hey, USAA, it's Grind.
Move now at foxweather.com.
And the Bobby McCain interception setting Washington up with a short field. Right now in a 3rd and long situation, the Bucs put together just 18 total yards. Washington ran 15 of its 18 plays in Tampa Bay territory. They'll run this one as well on 3rd and 14. Winfield came on the blitz. They throw it out wide to McKissick. He's short of the sticks as Levante David saves the day. Jamel Dean missed that tackle. It will be 4th down.
Well, here it is, just on the outside, the little smoke screen. Dean rolling up there. Now watch this Tampa Bay defense run. Look at the aggressiveness on the sideline, but I love it. Dump it off short. Give yourself a chance to either shorten the field goal, or if you can get into a situation on 4th down that's short, now we can go for it.
And they will. They'll pass on a 46-yard field goal try and try to convert 4th and 3. Just a 3-man rush to the sticks, and it's a 1st down, or no? It will be, it looks like. McKissick held on with the hit from David, and they'll give him the chains.
Look at how good this is. Just find the hole in the defense in zone. Now catch the ball and get down, right? Get down. Don't allow yourself to get knocked back over or behind and keep your feet. Get down. You know where that 1st down marker is. Really smart by McKissick to understand exactly where he is, the body positioning that he has, the spatial awareness of where that 1st down stick is.
Those coaches came over and said, hey, we appreciate what you just did. That was a nuanced play. Another run, this time Gibson, and Winfield is there on the stop.
And here's that downhill run we're talking about, right? Don't let them go side to side. Don't let them use their athleticism at the linebacker position. Attack them.
What was the line that Ron Rivera used with us, talking about his running backs fall in love with 4-yard runs? McLaurin on the screen, in space. Oh boy, White was there, and so was D. Delaney. You stop him after just a yard on the play. That's some of the side-to-side speed of Devin White.
Right, and that's what we talked about, right? When you think you're going side-to-side on these guys, forget about it, because Devin White can run like any wide receiver, maybe better than any wide receiver you have on your team. You throw that little smoke screen out there to McLaurin, and he is right there, Johnny, on the spot.
This is what you were talking about. You need to convert in the red zone. The last 3 games, no red zone touchdowns, 6 trips, and 1 field goal. Showing pressure, Tampa Bay. And bringing it. Heineke well protected to the end zone. Carter, the catch! And Washington has its largest lead of the season.
Beautiful design, understanding what the coverage is. You're going to press out here, so you've got inside leverage in a man-to-man situation with Delaney, so you press into him, and then you work to the corner right there. Heineke reads it perfectly, and what a throw. That's just letting her rip, and that's what they've talked about with Heineke, and that red zone touchdown, something they've been suffering to convert on. They get it done.
13-0 start for Washington today. And how about DeAndre Carter? Did not have a touchdown reception in his first 3 years in the league. He's had 2 in the last 2 games. Obviously, the Saints have given Tom Brady a lot of trouble the last couple of seasons since he's been in the NFC South. The last pick of that game was on the last throw a couple of weeks ago for Brady. And just 6 tosses today, 2 have been intercepted. And the #1 scoring offense in the NFL shut down early. Taylor Heineke has been very sharp to start the day in a 13-0 lead. Touchback, and Tampa Bay to the 25.
Well, in regards to Brady, I don't necessarily think that's going to concern him too much.
Sure. See Terry McLaurin. He's got his helmet off and walking with one of the staff members. He's got a couple of catches today. Does have one drop. Their leading receiver is walking with one of the staff members. Fournette banging into Chase Young, and a 3-yard gain as we check in with Shannon Spake.
This Washington sideline is so much fun right now. When they made that touchdown, Chase Young and Ron Rivera in each other's face, just saying, let's go. But I asked Landon Collins this week what's been missing from this defense, and he said we have to be more aggressive. He mentioned the Denver game. He said we created those turnovers. We didn't wait for things to happen. We got to make impact plays and certainly making an impact. The message to them, more urgency on the rush, so watch for that, Mark.
The 2 picks living up to their words early.
And they do. More urgency on the rush, Shannon. Absolutely.
And Chase Young's now back in coverage against Godwin. Oh, that's a bullet to Darden, who holds on this time, and it's a big gain for Tampa Bay. 30-yard strike for Jalen Darden from Brady, the longest catch of his career.
I want you to watch Chase Young, because he's going to sit right here, take away the inside route of Godwin, want to bracket him inside and out, but Brady sees it, throws it in that cover 2 hole right there to Darden, and the rest is history. Now they're moving.
4th career catch for the rookie out of North Texas, the 4th round pick. The 43, it's Fournette. All the way to the edge. And a good gain on 1st down. Give him 5 yards on the play. Leonard Fournette.
Look at on the edge right here. A little face mask.
Should have been Landon Collins.
Should have been called. Nobody seems to see it. Well, that's one too. When somebody that big is running by the side, you just reach out and try to grab anything.
You don't blame. You don't blame anybody for that. We got Collins, the old Alabama star, and Fournette, the old LSU star. There's the former Tiger into the former Crimson Tide. A 1st down and a game break from Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Adam. Browns Patriots tied at 7 following a Baker Mayfield interception. Mac Jones hands it off to rookie running back Ramondre Stevenson, who does the rest. Patriots in front, 14-7. Adam?
They're hoping Stevenson would be active today, and he is. He's an impact player. 5 minutes into this 2nd quarter here. A lot of you folks in Boston are flipping back and forth between that game and this one.
Yeah, you got 98.
And here is Brady on 1st down to Leonard Fournette. Twisted down by David Mayo. And a good gain of 8. You saw Terry McLaurin for Washington walking gingerly off the field. We're being told that it's a collarbone issue for Terry McLaurin, and he is questionable to return. So we will keep an eye on that as the afternoon wears on for Ron Rivera.
Yeah, and that's one of their best players on the offensive side of the ball. And you want to talk about just a football player and understands everybody on the football field, what their responsibilities are. That's a big one to watch.
2nd and 2. And a 1st down for Fournette. Into Casey Toohill. Toohill taking over for the injured Montez Sweat.
And, you see Fournette, I mean, not only running tough between the tackles, downhill stuff, ran the little Texas route on the reception right there. He has really developed this year into a complete back. And, you talk to Bruce Arians, he talked about Ronald Jones. He's like, he's about to break out, but right now, you look at the way Leonard Fournette's playing, he's just playing so good that Ronald Jones isn't getting many opportunities as he enters the game right now.
For the 1st time. Fake to Jones. Brady's got a low throw, and is it picked off? No, incomplete. Kendall Fuller nearly scooped it off the deck, but you saw the side judge come in and say it's off the ground, incomplete.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Now Brady 4 of 9.
And here he is in the slot. Now this is one of those situations where he throws this ball down low on purpose, right? He's trying to avoid, Brady is, the big hit for his receiver Godwin. So that's one you have to anticipate if you're Chris Godwin. That's going to be down by your ankles. You got to get down there and dig it out because he's trying to avoid you from getting hit.
Well, you saw that replay there. The challenge flag was thrown by Ron Rivera. He's 1 for 3 this year on challenges. The only successful one was the last game against Denver. take a look. Godwin, the intended target.
Washington is challenging.
It went off his foot, perhaps.
Heel, yeah. Went off his, his left heel, and then
did it get secured by Kendall Fuller? That's the other question as well. And remember, the official came over and said he thought that Fuller had scooped it off the deck. We'll check it.
Is everybody ready?
Now or never. Up.
Ruling on the field stands. It is an incompletion. It was a live ball off the foot of Godwin, but Fuller did not secure it. So 2nd down and 10, and it's Tyler Johnson into Fuller, who stops him shy of the line to gain. 3rd down and short for Tampa Bay coming up. Let's go back to it. 2 parts to this. Godwin first, through his hands, off the heel. That is a live ball. Second part is Kendall Fuller flying in. Fabulous job by our production crew to give you this look.
Yeah, that is 100%. That's a trap. I mean, it was so close.
Very close.
You can see the disappointment in Fuller, but so close. But I think that's the right call.
Six outside.
Brady to Fournette. And he's got the 1st down. Got dragged by Jamin Davis for a moment, but it was past the line to gain. And Chase Young is slow to get up behind the play. Fresh set of downs for Tampa Bay, but Young seems to be in some discomfort. Last year's Defensive Rookie of the Year in some pain. We'll step aside.
When you of the NFL.
This is a live shot of Chase Young. He refused to get on the cart. He refused to get onto it. He wanted to walk off the field. You see Chase Young here. Mark circled him for you. He's engaged with Donovan Smith, and we believe that this is the moment right there where something went wrong for Chase Young. We've seen this so many times. We certainly will not speculate on what it is, but we feel like that the moment when he planted on that right leg. Donovan Smith, the left tackle, even disengaged from Chase Young, knowing that it might have been an injury. Brutal loss for Washington. 1st and goal, Tampa Bay from the 8. And it's Fournette again. So I know the numbers for Chase Young aren't at the rate that we saw last year, but again, where numbers can lie to you, Chase Young has impacted the run game in an incredibly impactful fashion.
Well, we saw him earlier basically dropping back in zone coverage, bracketing the inside receiver in Chris Godwin, and now, like you mentioned, off the edge, impacting the run, all the boot keep game, and now you're down not only Chase Young, Montez Sweat, just devastating for Washington.
2nd down and goal for Tampa Bay. Bernard is in. Brady looking for Bernard on the back shoulder, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and goal. Had the linebacker Jamin Davis watching him in coverage.
And don't be surprised at the end of the game if these running backs get 14 to 16 basically targets, you know, maybe 12 catches. That one on the back shoulder low to Bernard. Brady's expecting him to catch that. He's like, I put it there for a reason. Catch it.
6 of 12 is Brady. 12th play of this drive. On 3rd down, off of Bernard and incomplete. Can't cash in on 1st down and goal. The field goal unit comes out for Tampa Bay.
Like I mentioned, you're going to get all kinds of running backs here. Look at him follow Mike Evans right there. Just a trail route by the running back. Brady puts it right between the 2 and the 5, and there's another ball that rebounds off the potential receiver.
Another drop.
They're going to have a little come to Brady meeting on the sideline right now. Come to Papa Bear, because we need to have a conversation.
Here's Ryan Suckup on for the field goal attempt. Chip shot gets Tampa Bay on the board. 6:44 to play in the half. 10-point game. We're back after this message from Lowe's.
There's a new team in the NFL.
One that plays for home. Everyone's home.
Whether you're a rookie,
or a seasoned pro.
This team has your back. We can help you tackle any project.
We're the Lowe's home team, and anyone can be on it.
Are you in?
Try out for the Lowe's home team today.
So far, impressive stuff from Taylor Heineke. 9 for 11 for 83 yards and a touchdown. And he's ran for 10 as well, equaling his total against Denver 2 weeks ago. Terry McLaurin, who we were told was dealing with a collarbone issue, is back with his helmet on. This is on the last Washington series. You see 17 in the slot. This was that little bubble screen where Devin White and Dee Delaney kind of sandwiched him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened to him. Devin White happened to him.
Sure.
Devin White happens to a lot of people in the National Football League.
One of the best linebackers in the game, going up against one of the best receivers in the game. Well, we've got some really under-talked about stars in this game. Saturday coming up this week on Fox, our big noon kickoff pregame show. Oklahoma trying to bounce back. Iowa State lost to the Horn against Texas Tech on a 62-yard field goal the other night. Then we got the LA matchup too, UCLA and USC. It's all part of big noon kickoff. Got it on Saturday on Fox, starting up at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Love watching that show when we're sitting in our meeting rooms, prepping for the games. Got the guys big noon on. Lots of fun.
Great energy on that show. Two backs with Heineke to start this series. Heineke down the middle, tipped into the hands of Carter. Jordan Whitehead got a hand on it, but that ricocheted right into the hands of Carter for 22 yards.
Well, you're just running the in-cutting route, and Heineke right here, just like you want to talk about living right. This is living right because Whitehead has the interception. He's reading it just a little off on the timing, trying to high point the ball, and thank you very much, says Carter. I'll take that.
Now Terry McLaurin back in the game, top formation. Downhill run for Gibson, and a strong one at that. The best of the day for Washington. Inside the Tampa Bay 40-yard line, 15 yards.
Now that's what Ron Rivera want to see. Fall in love with the 4-yard run. You know what happens off the 4-yard run? 8-yard runs, 9-yard runs, 11-yard runs. Be physical at the point because you're 230, and these guys don't want to tackle you.
Penalty marker thrown on the quick snap.
Ball start. Offense. Number 83. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Ricky Seals-Jones on the false start will send him back 5. Coming off their best run of this game so far. We mentioned it. This is a Washington team that loves to use its running backs, but oftentimes in the pass game, which is an extension of the run in certain senses. But Ron Rivera wants downhill, strong running to try to wear down the best, or one of the best, rushing defenses in the NFL.
Well, I don't believe in that theory that the passing game to the running backs is a extension of the run game.
Oh, watch out, Heineke! There's Devin White. Boy, that's an elusive sack, his first of the season. Second down and long, turns a little bit further back.
Look at him skate through. I mean, this is him right here. Watch him skate, get skinny, present the narrow silhouette, and then just explode on Heineke. And go ahead and you can't yell at their players. You can't yell at their sideline, but you can ride your horse. You can do that. You can get the pony dance going on. That's not a penalty.
Devin White, of course, a big fan of horses. Has a couple of them. Very popular to see the photos of him doing that. Comeback route for McLaurin right in front of Mike Edwards. A gain of 8 on the play. Third down coming up. Carissa Thompson's got a game break.
From Devin White's horses to the Cowboys, 14-3 on the Falcons win. Zeke Elliott adds another touchdown on the day. Cowboys leading this one 21-3. Adam?
You know what they call Carissa Thompson in Seattle is the queen of the Segway. That was strong stuff, my friend.
Yeah, that was
well
good.
done.
That was good.
It'll be about a 59-yard field goal from here. Third down and 13.
Rivera's already shown this is 2-down territory for him.
Oh, a little jump into the neutral zone by Ndamukong Suh. Is he drawn off? Will this make it an easier third down? clock was still running, so finally that was adjusted and stopped.
I know one thing. Cornelius Lucas was excited about that jump off sides.
We mentioned Lucas. Remember, he's in there at right tackle again. Sam Cosme had missed the last couple of games, but he's back after an ankle injury.
I want you to watch 78 right here. Check him out after the jump. Get the jump. Now do we stay on? Got this, but now he's going to go into a hole.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 93.
They call it on Sue.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Life in it is not easy when you call it on Sue.
Hey, everybody is wagging the proverbial finger of guilt over there.
Real Mutombo vibes going on right now.
No, 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 right?
I always love the pointing battle that takes place in the neutral zone on plays like that. Bruce Arians getting into it a little bit. 3rd down and 8 coming up for Washington. About a 54-yard field goal from here. Heineke trying to move the chains. Underneath, Ricky Seals-Jones bouncing off tackles, seemingly has the 1st down.
Great job by Heineke. Look at his eyes. Watch him survey the field. Then he sees the crosser. Get it on my crosser. Give him an opportunity. This is where he's matured just from last week or the game against Denver to this week. Getting the ball on his receivers on time with the ability to turn their shoulders upfield and try to fight for that 1st down.
Pressure off the edge against the run that time. Ends up being Devin White bringing down Jared Patterson. They brought Mike Edwards on that extra pressure that time. 2nd down coming up.
And you can see what they're trying to do right now. They know the speed of this defense. They know the speed of those linebackers, the speed of those safeties. So what are we going to do? Hit them straight downhill. Make them play flat-footed, right? And take away the advantage of speed.
You said that against speedy defenses, you have to use their leverage against them or go right at them and prevent them from using their speed.
Yes.
So far, that's been the case for Washington. Right back to Gibson. Rumbling his way down inside the 20-yard line. 3rd down coming up here.
Boy, that time, what a move by Gibson. Just stick your foot in the ground. You see the downhill nature of Devin White coming at you. Really, really nice job. And Heineke right now, as you see, he's orchestrating this offense.
Let's see if they run the play before the 2-minute warning. They got the jump. Golston.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 92. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
Exactly what Tampa Bay wanted to avoid before the stoppage of the 2-minute warning. Fresh set of downs, still 2 timeouts for Washington, and don't forget that Washington gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Final 2 minutes of this 1st half. And what's been a surprising start in Landover, 13-3 Washington. Smooth face stink right there.
That was pre-LASIK surgery right there.
And that's Todd Bowles elevating in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 22 champion, both of you. You know Todd as well as anybody else, and his defense backed up right now as Washington tries to extend a 10-point lead. What's Todd thinking right now?
Yeah, Todd is thinking we got to get off this field, create a turnover, at least create a stop here. Moral victory, making them kick a field goal.
Good penetration that time by Whitehead. He was right in on Gibson. 2nd down coming up.
And that is so Todd Bowles right here. 1st down, let me bring pressure off the edge, in here, into the backfield. Whitehead making the tackle, the stick, a couple of yards back. And that's what they do. They get you in those positions, and then they can be aggressive on second down, play coverage on third down, make sure the quarterback doesn't hurt you scrambling around because all those eyes in zone are sitting on that quarterback.
People know about Todd Bowles blitzing, but a lot of it gets done on first and second down more than any other team in the NFL. To the outside, nearly intercepted by Ross Cockrell. He's been playing a little safety, he's been playing a little nickel, he's been playing a little inside, and he almost had a pick.
Just reading it too, he's just dropping out here, and watch him read this as he drops in zone. He sees the quick out, bursts on the quick out, gets his hand on there, and that could have been dangerous right there. You leave that ball a little inside if you're the quarterback, and that is to the house the other way.
Taylor Heineke knew it too. Ooh, he was thinking. So it sets up a third down and long from the 19.
This is where they play coverage a lot, where they play zone a lot.
They will right here, coverage. A lot of time for Heineke, not a lot of windows. He finds Seals Jones, and Levante David is there for the stop to bring up fourth down. And now Seals Jones slow to get up. Remember, they're already without Logan Thomas, who got off to a hot start this year. He's out for a 5th straight game with a hamstring injury. Seals Jones has been the lead tight end.
Yeah, grabbing that hit. Really see what happened right there.
It's right to the hip or the thigh area. Limping off the field. Boy, Seals Jones had really stepped in nicely as a pass catcher. Washington had 2 timeouts. They have to use one here. That's Sammis Reyes, the rookie out of Tulane, who has not played an offensive snap in the 4 games he's played in the NFL. The Chilean-born tight end, who was a basketball player and has become an NFL tight end, stepping onto the field.
First Chilean-born player.
That's right.
In the National Football League. And you know, how good an athlete do you have to be when your basketball career comes to a halt and you go,
I'll just play football,
play in the NFL.
I'll just go play tight end.
I guess.
There's Sammis Reyes. He's out there for special teams on this field goal unit. So Washington, although they've had to settle for field goal tries, a couple of them from Joey Sly, trying to score on all 4 possessions in this first half. First time in 5 years that Washington has scored on 4 straight possessions to start a game. Incredible. 16-3. NFL's year-round effort to honor, empower, and connect our nation's service members, veterans, and their families. You can learn about the NFL's work with its long-standing military and veteran nonprofit partners by visiting NFL.com/salute. Good to see all of our servicemen and women in attendance today. Appreciate all of you on this special weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much to all those who have served and all those who serve. So we can get here and talk about football. I mean, how good is that?
Very lucky to do so. Joey Sly kicks away. Shorter kick. Giovanni Bernard gets upended past the 30-yard line. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee, find out what's happening at half.
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime, we'll take you through all of today's early action, including the Saints taking on Tennessee. What's going on back there?
Don't worry, Kurt. I'll have you ready for halftime. Having a little problem with my balancing on my boom thing. Watch my doodle.
It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime. Maybe a translation, too.
That's the old jib camera right there. They call that the jib.
He sounded like Boom Hour. That was awesome.
Yeah.
from King of the Hill. Well, right now, Tampa Bay trying to get into rhythm.
False start. Offense. Number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I'm reading about Tampa Bay coming into this week off the bye, and the 2 things that seemingly every beat writer and every reporter we're talking about, and Bruce Arians certainly talked about it, turnovers and penalties. Both have been a problem early. All 4 Tampa Bay penalties have been pre-snap. Couple on defense, couple on offense. Brady has Godwin at the 31, hit by Cole Holcomb, the leading tackler for Washington. Still 3 timeouts for Brady and the Buccaneer offense. Another crossing route. This time Johnson. Shy of the sticks, and timeout used by Tampa Bay.
And I love what they're doing. Rush 4, keep a shell on it, make them throw it underneath, give up time for yardage.
We're back after this from Verizon.
You know how some carriers give you so little for your older busted phone you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, we upgrade it. You dunk it, doggy bone it, slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it. We upgrade it.
Get a 5G phone on us with select plans.
Every customer, current, new, or business.
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
3rd down and 2 coming up for Tampa Bay's offense. Still 2 timeouts. You'd love to get about 20 yards or so, maybe 30 yards if you can, to get into field goal range for Ryan Suckup.
Man-to-man.
Oh, look at all the Washington defenders up near the line. Now Collins backs off. They got press coverage on the outside. Brady finds a man in the middle and Godwin for a 1st down. Just shy of midfield, and another timeout used.
And that's where Brady's at his best, right? Just orchestrate, understanding exactly what you're in. He is, I mean, pointing people out. Come on now. Keep it, pay attention here. And he's pointing out coverage. He's pointing out where the man-to-mans are. Look at this little pick route right there. Cameron Brate opening up the lane for Godwin to go underneath. But Tom Brady said, I'm not a reactionary athlete. I'm an anticipatory athlete. And that's what he's doing right there. Beating you with his understanding of coverage, his understanding of defense.
That's a nice way to divide quarterbacks. You got reactionary quarterbacks who can improv very well, and you got anticipatory QBs who are very good pre-snap. Trying to decipher and diagnose. That's what Brady's looking to do here. Good catch by Bernard off the deck, and Cole Holcomb rallies to the ball. 1 timeout left for Tampa Bay, 26 seconds. Suckup hoping to get an opportunity. Not sure why the clock is still stopped at 26. Now a throw incomplete, looking for Cameron Brate. Cameron Curl was on the coverage. That clock didn't run on that play. It should never have stopped because Bernard had picked it up. Let's see if the scoreboard clock matches. Got 6 seconds on the scoreboard clock. That's the right time. So the officials are fine with that. They'll make sure they have it. But 6 seconds left. 3rd down and 7. Brady has to throw quick, incomplete through the hands of Johnson. Still 2 seconds to play, but it's 4th down. Kendall Fuller had the coverage on Johnson.
Yeah, Kendall Fuller on the outside here. You're just trying to give your field goal kicker a chance right here. Sit down, throw it toward the sideline. Another ball gone through the hands of a wide receiver that time, Tyler Johnson being the culprit.
Now, at the end of the first half in the Saints game for Washington, back in Week 5, they gave up a Hail Mary at the end of the first half to Jameis Winston and Marquez Callaway. Tom Brady has never converted on a Hail Mary. He's also never thrown 3 interceptions in a half. Has 2 of them today. He goes short with Evans. Want to stay on his feet, but the clock will wind down for the end of the half. Oh, but first we have a penalty, which would keep the half extended if it's against Washington. They'd have 1 untimed down if it's a Washington penalty here, and they're in field goal range.
Does he get him in the face mask? I think he just pulls him down by the face mask.
You see Evans and Jackson making sure, hey, they're okay with one another, but it ended up being a face mask there.
There it is.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 31. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down, untimed.
Untimed down because of the Jackson penalty. So again, clearly no malicious intent there. It just happens sometimes, but that's a rough penalty for Jackson because it keeps Tampa Bay on the field.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there because it extends it into, I mean, the first half is over. If you don't grab onto that face mask, it's over, and you're in the locker room right now. Now you get to line up for a suck-up field goal.
So a chance to tack on 3 more points. And when you're trying to beat a team that is favored by a couple of touchdowns or a couple of scores against you, you need all the points you can get, and you want to prevent as many points as possible. This is 3 potentially easy ones for Tampa Bay. Suck up good from 25 today. Ron Rivera will use Washington's final timeout.
Washington.
Tom Brady, 2 interceptions in the opening period. Washington was able to take advantage. The first one on a loss by Darden. Jackson flew in for the pick. And this one, Brady telegraphed a little bit. This is more on Brady. And McCain had the interception. Beautiful throw to DeAndre Carter. Second straight game with a touchdown for him. Taylor Heineke's played a very good first half at 13 of 16 for 129 yards. Brain trust, Brady, Leftwich, and Arians will have plenty to talk about at halftime. No touchdowns in the first half for Tampa Bay, only the 5th time since Tom Brady joined this offense. But they get 2 field goals out of the opening stanza, and it's a 16-6 Washington lead at halftime. First half stats are brought to us by State Farm. Total yards in favor of Washington. The 2 picks by Brady. Washington able to get points out of it. They had to settle for some field goals, but they've got the 10-point advantage. At the halftime break in Landover, Herb Menifee and company are going to take care of you coming up in a moment. They've got the Verizon halftime right now.
Welcome to the...
Some heat from our production team as part of our progressive game flow. Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, Shannon Spake on the field as well. Washington comes in a 9.5-point underdog, and here they are up 10 at halftime. Certainly a surprise to see that.
Well, it's shocking, but here's the deal. I mean, as good a half as you played for Washington, you're still only up 10 right now. And you've got to secure things in the red zone. You've got to keep this pressure on if you're Washington, but absolutely shocking to put this on Tampa so far.
So here's a few milestones, one more dubious than the other. I guess it's dubious or impressive depending on which side you're looking at it from. First touchdown plus lead for Washington all year. Brady with 2 picks in the first time in nearly a decade. And you saw what Washington did offensively, scoring on all 4 possessions. If Washington scores on this possession, it'll be the first time in 8 years they've opened the game with 5 scores on 5 possessions. They're up 10, and we're down to Shannon.
Hey there, Adam. So you saw Chase Young get assisted off the field during the first with that injury. He was in the locker room with his players and his teammates during the halftime break. He was just encouraging them to continue fighting, to continue this game. Ron Rivera pretty much saying the same thing to Heineke. Take the plays as they come to you. As far as Bruce Arians, he was straight to the point. He said stupid penalties and turnovers, the same thing that haunted us in New Orleans. But he's got number 12 under center. He's got a defense. He feels like they can turn it around, but they have to get Heineke on the ground.
Haven't been able to do it today, Shannon. He has been impressive. Very solid first half. And there is Antonio Gibson wrapped up. Good penetration. Devin White leading the way for Tampa Bay.
And off the edge, right off the bat, what do we talk about in the first half? It's your ability to blitz on first down. Get the opponent behind the chains. That time, off the edge, Whitehead, also the linebacker White, and automatically you put them behind the chains here at 2nd down and 11.
Todd Bowles never afraid to bring pressure on early downs. Heineke, time running out, flag is thrown, and down he goes. Devin White again, riding the horse. Pending the penalty, it'd be his 2nd sack of the season, both in this game. It's holding, they may decline it.
Holding, offense, number 79. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Pressure on 1st down, pressure on 2nd down.
And that's what they do, and I love it as White comes through here on Flowers, and that, I mean, he still finds a way to fight through and get there, wrapping him up on the ground.
What did Devin White say to us yesterday?
Yeah.
They come in bunches. I know they'll come in bunches. 2 of them today. Screen against the blitz. A convoy in front of McKissick. A long way to go, and McKissick hit shy the 30 by Levante David. Got 13 yards. A lot of contact on that particular play, and a Buccaneers down.
That's Delaney.
Delaney, who has stepped in today with Richard Sherman, a late scratch. First-year pro out of Miami. Heineke's hand bleeding. We'll step aside.
This game is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance.
D. Delaney was back up on his feet, went back to the sideline to get checked out. Played 1 game for Washington a couple of years ago. The only punt in the first half was from Tampa Bay. Tress Way will have his first punt, kicking to Jalen Darden. Way's been one of the better punters in the league this year. The 28, Darden turns it past the 35.
I see you.
Well, the Washington football team hosted 5 TAPS families at their practice facility to go through walkthroughs and speak with some of the legends of this organization. At the end of practice, they met with players and coaches, and the team surprised them with 5 helmets that showed how players will represent their families with decals today. So TAPS, if you're curious, is the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. It actually provides comfort and care and resources to those who are grieving the passing of a military loved one. They've done this since 1994. Great effort, great stuff from the Washington football team today. Best starting field position of the day for Brady and the Bucs from the 38. And Leonard Fournette had a lot of room there, and Deron Payne was able to spin him down. Another LSU-Bama matchup in the middle there. Of course, Leonard always has those LSU shoulder pads. Got a little tinge of purple and gold on those pads sticking out.
Yeah, they just peek out underneath that jersey, right? Always representing LSU.
Now he's back on his old number 7.
Mm-hmm.
The old LSU 7 with the jersey rules being relaxed. I know Tom Brady doesn't love that because he doesn't like seeing linebackers with single numbers when he does see those. That's a fair point. A little easy today. It's all like 50s and 40s in the linebacking core for Washington.
Brady pointing out protection right now.
Looking on 2nd down, and he's got Fournette out of the backfield, and Landon Collins there for the stop. 3rd down coming up for Tampa Bay.
Always interesting watching Tom Brady at the line of scrimmage, calling out the mic, redirecting the mic, and it really sets up the protection. But he's one of those guys that's smart enough. He's played in this league long enough that he'll call out the mic even when they're running the football. So there's no, tell
yeah.
for. So he's always great with redirecting that offensive line, making sure they're blocking the right people.
3rd and short. Washington brings pressure. Brady incomplete for Brate. And it was Jonathan Allen in the backfield to help deter Tom Brady. Allen's had another good day.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen creating pressure right here. And one of the things Washington wanted to do in this game, get their hands on the receivers, press guys, disrupt routes. There you see the press coverage by Curl. Brate doesn't even have his hand around by the time the pressure gets to Tom Brady, and Tom has to dump it for an incomplete pass.
Fair catch, Carter. Back inside the 10. 3 minutes into the 3rd. We'll step aside. Washington ball and the lead.
When you're driving a Lincoln, stress seems to evaporate into thin.
This gentleman here saying, pump it up. Wants to raise the level of this Washington team right now. You talked about it. It's great to play one good half. You got to play another half here. They're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, he knows, right? I mean, he's just raising the roof right there. Let's go, boys.
Now a long field in front of Heineke. Let's see if Todd Bowles brings more pressure for Tampa Bay. Haven't been able to get to Heineke today. More than a couple times. Out to the outside, and a good play by Whitehead. Loose ball as John Bates lost it. Oh, it's Tampa Bay football. Bates lost it. Heineke can't believe it, and Tampa Bay may have just come up with the play to turn the game around.
The field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Tampa Bay.
Pierre Desir comes out with it. The rookie out of Boise State, Bates, lost it. Whitehead on that initial hit.
Elbow down.
It looked like the elbow went down. You see the legs are still above the ground because he's basically surfing Whitehead, but it looked like the elbow for Bates went down. Every turnover is reviewed, and we'll take a look at this one. Well, that the call on the field is overturned, so indeed, as we saw, the elbow was down for Bates. It'll be a 1-yard gain to the 9-yard line, and second down and 9 coming up. There's the elbow down.
Clearly, the elbow down. One of the things Todd Bowles does a great job of is bringing pressure, knowing where the quarterback wants to throw. At that time, you saw Whitehead. He's the flat defender. Knowing the quarterback's throwing it out there off the blitz on that side, rallies over there and makes that for a 1-yard gain, that tackle. So it still puts you behind the chains even though you got the ball out quickly. And I think Todd does a good job, or as good a job as anybody at that.
Heineke, pocket collapsing, and Ndamukong Suh puts him down at the 1. Rush and coverage in concert.
Yeah, and you just look at these guys in zone right here. Look at them drop off. Look at the depth that White gets right there. He's 25 yards down the field. Here's the other side. You see Edwards over there dropping. You see Shaquille Barrett dropping. And then it's just about that defensive line getting there. We're going to drop in zone, guys. We're counting on you 4 up front to get to the quarterback. That time they make it happen.
Back-to-back games with a sack for Suh. You see Heineke now under more pressure. Heineke from his own end zone looking for Carter, nearly taken away by Dean. And Shaquille Barrett got into the backfield that time to make it tougher on Taylor. 4th down. A short field, or I should say short defensive field for Tampa Bay, and they're able to get it back.
Yeah, and Dean back there just playing, making sure you're keeping the top on that defense, making sure nobody runs by you. Probably good. I mean, you know, from a field position standpoint, that he didn't catch that ball.
Press way to Darden. The 48, looking for one direction, needed to pick one, ends up setting Tampa Bay up with its best field goal position of the day. Well, this Wednesday, the Masked Singer is all new with round 2 of the semifinals. You don't want to miss another double elimination and an onstage blowout you won't believe. The Masked Singer is all new Wednesday, right here on Fox. That is Jalen Darden, rookie out of North Texas, who has become a serviceable return man this season. There's Derek Forrest, 3rd-year pro out of Southern, playing in his NFL debut, coming in on the hit of Darden.
Didn't really see anything there, but obviously in pain.
What happens close to the ground, you know that. Those skirmishes and scuffles and trying to jar possessions loose. 10:46 to play in the 3rd. They continue to check on Darden. Washington leads. We got the old Russ Grimm 68 out there in the stands.
Yeah, shout out to Russ. I didn't know he was at the game. Should have reached out to him.
QB comparison, Brady and Heineke going at it today. There's Godwin on the screen, finds space, has the first down, and inside the 30 and into field goal range goes Tampa Bay. You said it in the break, they're a first down away from 3 points. Godwin puts them in that range.
And I love it. Godwin is just such a good football player, but you see everybody out there. You see Evans block out here on Desir. You see Godwin just continuing to work Ryan Jensen out there as well. Everybody. And that's what it takes, right? That's what it takes to ignite your offense. Let's do something easy. Everybody go give great effort and get us back on track.
Brady, open man in the middle, and Fournette. Oh, and he truck sticks Cameron Curl and takes it down inside the 15-yard line. First down for Tampa Bay again.
And as simple as that is, Evans again in a block, but this is what gets you energized. This is what gets you going.
Saw a lot of that in his LSU days, man.
Boy, that's plastic popping right there. Just lowering that shoulder, getting that extra yardage.
There's an Ole Miss defender having a bad memory right now somewhere out there. Another screen for Godwin. We got the block from Cameron Brate on the edge, and a good gain. 8 yards on that play behind the Harvard grad.
Right, and here's what's impressive right now. Cameron Brate on the outside. This is everybody. This is not just one guy making a play. This is not your quarterback leading your football team. You know what this is? This is throw a couple of bubble screens, a couple of smokes, and let your players make plays for you. Everybody being involved. That's how you get an offense back on track.
Off the fake, looking for Brate. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. First of the season for Brate. That man wanted Washington to pump it up. Instead, Tampa Bay ends up scoring.
Yeah, and Cameron Brate right up here on top. Now watch, block a little bit. You blocked on the last play. Block at the line of scrimmage. Wide check, delay over the middle. Tom Brady's going to find you 100% of the time on that one.
Like Deron Payne may have even gotten a little bit of a sliver of that ball, but Cameron Brate was there to secure it for his first score of the season. And just like that, Tampa Bay with a chance to get back within 3. On that drive, Tom Brady goes 4 for 4 for 43 yards and the touchdown score. Cameron Brate's caught a lot of them. 30 of them, in fact, in his Tampa Bay career. Naperville Central's finest.
Games on mobile with the Yahoo Sports and NFL apps.
Good drive for Brady, ending with a touchdown to Cameron Brate. First touchdown of the year for Brate after he had caught the Super Bowl trophy from Brady during that parade.
That's how you build trust.
Yeah, that's right. I trust you, buddy. If you can catch that, you can catch the ball. If you can catch the trophy, you can catch the ball.
That's right. If you can catch the trophy over the water.
I trust you to catch this one when it's deflected by Deron Payne.
If I can trust you on the river, I can trust you in the red zone.
That's here's the line, my man. Well done, sir. Put it on a T-shirt. It's like the wind has picked up a little bit, so Antoine Winfield will hold it down for Suckup to kick away. DeAndre Carter sliding over to return it from the 1. He's got a kick return touchdown this year. And a strong return out near the 30-yard line. Kevin Minter on the stop. Well, of course, it is Veterans Day weekend. We have several members of our crew who are kind enough to share some of their families' photos and some of the memories that they share from their loved ones who have served in the armed forces. There's too many to name on our crew who've had military connections. Did want to point out, though, Valerie Spake, that is the mom of Shannon, who served in the United States Navy. We appreciate Shannon's family and all the women and men on our crew who have served and their family members as well. From the 29, it's a fake from Heineke, the rollout, the throw, the first down. It is complete to Dax Milne, the rookie out of BYU, his 5th career catch. Picks up 15 for number 15.
Really like this fake, and I love the fact that you're going to get your quarterback outside the pocket. Give him that linear progression, an easy throw out there as you flood the right side of the football field. Get it to Milne. Really nice drive starter right there.
Heineke's numbers very good so far. The lead down to 3. Heineke moving around and connecting again. This time it's Cam Sims. Devin White hits him. It'll bring up second down after a gain of 6 for Sims. Boy, another Alabama LSU matchup.
Well, watch Gibson. He's going to come this way and then right back out here to the edge to save his quarterback. Look at that. Head on a swivel. Make sure you pick up the blitzer. That's coming off the edge right there, Delaney, and give your quarterback an opportunity to hit the receiver. I mean, you can't do it any better than that, and it's a great pickup by Antonio Gibson.
These are two teams that have protected the quarterback well over the course of the season. You can't do that without good blitz pickup from your running backs. What a play that was! Incomplete. Mike Edwards came flying in for the deflection, and it'll bring up third down and 4.
Well, there's Todd Bowles again coming off the edge. You're going to see Edwards flying in here. Gets the hand up. They're trying to set up the bubble screen to Carter. I mean, you talk about hops right there.
Man, John Calipari could have used him on that Kentucky basketball team with that type of hop.
Looks like that Spud Webb. Remember when Spud Webb won the dunk contest?
I'm 5'7". Of course I remember Spud Webb.
He was one of your heroes.
He was a hero to all of us.
He could eat eggs off your head. He's way taller than you.
Here's Heineke. It is complete for a first down inside the 35 to John Bates. Longest reception of his career at 19 yards, first down.
I love how they motion him into the formation so he gets in the stack right there, then just down the middle of the football field on the basic. Look at him, stab to the outside, come back inside, and this is just a wonderful drive. You started this drive with the boot keep out the backside, the easy throw right there. Really nice job of setting up your quarterback, Heineke, to have success, putting a great drive together in response to the touchdown by Tampa.
Here's Patterson, the rookie, and he gets ripped down by Jason Pierre-Paul. First play of impact we've seen from JPP today. It's a loss of 3.
JPP, I mean, defeating the tight end block, the guard pulling around, defeat that block as well. JPP is one of those guys you think of as a great pass rusher, and he is, but he's an excellent run defender on the edge, setting edges, basically reestablishing the line of scrimmage and making tackles, as you saw there.
Antonio Gibson on the move for Washington. He picks up 12 yards to set up third down and 1 for Taylor Heineke and the football team. Got an injured player down. That's Brandon Sheriff. So for those of you who are watching in NFC East, NFC South matchup with the Cowboys beating up on Atlanta, we've got Washington and Tampa Bay here. So if you've watched those other two teams, these two will be impactful to your season as well. Early start for Washington. They took advantage of a couple of first quarter interceptions by Tom Brady. That one from William Jackson III and this one from Bobby McCain. Washington took an early 6-0 lead. They took their largest lead of the season with this touchdown grab from DeAndre Carter from Taylor Heineke. Good answers, with Tampa Bay getting a field goal at the end of the first half on a gifted play. Bad penalty by Washington allowed a field goal to close the first half, and then Brady found Brate on a short field drive to make this a 16-13 game. Twice, Washington has led by 13 points. Sheriff, who had just returned from a sprained MCL in this game, has to come off the field, and Wes Schweitzer, who had started the last 4 for the injured Sheriff, is in. 3rd and 1 for Washington. Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, Shannon Spake, you're all caught up. Let's have some fun. On the ground, another first down for Gibson. Still on the move inside the 15.
Well, back-to-back runs for Gibson right there. 3rd down and 13. Hand him the ball in a second down and 13. Hand him the ball there. Surprise him a little bit. Then the downhill running again on 3rd and short. And look at the power that he is running with. You know, Ron Rivera told us on Friday. He's got to fall in love with that 4-yard gain. If you fall in love with that 4-yard physical gain, guess what's going to happen as the game wears on? That 4-yard gain is going to become an 8-yard gain, going to become a 12-yard gain, and that's what you're seeing with Gibson right now on this drive.
So Scott Turner, the offensive coordinator in his second year. Heineke to throw, back of the end zone. Flag is thrown. Sims was the intended target, and D. Delaney got a piece of him on the way to the ball. Now, some of the Tampa Bay players are arguing it's not catchable.
Number 30. Ball's placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
But it is a pass interference penalty against Tampa Bay to set him up at the 1.
Well, Delaney right here, you're going to see him grab that shoulder right there. He grabs it, turns the receiver. And anytime you have that kind of, that kind of yank, that kind of turn on the body, that's what ends up happening to you. You're going to get that call because you can't adjust to the football. And even if it's over your head, at least you have the chance to go up and get it and make an attempt at it. There you didn't have it because of the Delaney foul. It's the right call.
Trying to push forward. Still on the move. What an effort! Touchdown, Washington! Gibson would not be denied.
Forget about Gibson not being denied. Schweitzer wouldn't be denied. Larson wouldn't be denied. Those guys up front just getting it done. Look at my man Schweitzer right here, 71. He's just fighting guys all the way down. The rest of the line starts pushing. Flowers pushing. Charles Leno Jr. pushing.
That brings a tear to my man Stink's eye when he sees offensive lines put second and third efforts into short yardage runs, and that one was a big one. It extends the lead back to 10 for Washington as Sly adds the extra points. Gibson, their leading rusher this season, has his 4th on the ground. Remember, this guy's been managing a stress fracture in his shin over the course of this season, trying to muscle through.
Hey, forget about Gibson. I want the whole offensive line to get fantasy points today.
There's Larson again. He makes his first start with Chase Roulier on the IR. Of course, this is a rematch of last year's wild card playoff game here at FedEx Field. Taylor Heineke used his feet a lot in that game. Bruce Arians complimented the poise of the young player who was in his 2nd career start at the time. Played very well. Tampa Bay was able to pull out the victory. But Taylor Heineke, coming back now with 7 more regular season starts under his belt, has put together a very impressive day so far.
Yeah, this is the kind of game that John Madden would he'd just be all over this kind of game, right?
Can't wait to watch this. You've seen some of the clips, you've seen some of the promos. Christmas Day, we're going to have this for you. A phenomenal Fox Sports presentation. We're all very proud of this. We're very excited to watch the finished product, the documentary, All Madden, on one of the great figures in football history. That's Christmas Day on Fox.
When John Madden would show up one of your practices, we'd be whispering like, that's John Madden, that's John Madden. Love John Madden.
Jalen Darden back on the return game. Trying to slip to the edge. Great effort by Joey Sly, the new kicker for Washington, to force him out. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson. She's got a game break for us.
Thanks so much, Adam. Saints trailing 20-6 in Tennessee. No Alvin Kamara. Mark Ingram takes this one in, making him the Saints' all-time leading rusher. Now extra point no good. Saints down 20-12. Adam?
Well, that was fun a couple of weeks ago with Mark Ingram and Devin White getting into it a little bit. Obviously, White had a lot of penalties in that game against him. One of them came for taunting as he and Mark Ingram went back and forth in that thriller 2 weeks ago at the Caesars Superdome. Washington just answered the Tampa Bay touchdown drive with one of their own. And Leonard Fournette on the catch. There's a penalty marker thrown back where Brady delivered the ball.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty against Ali Marpet. That'll set Tampa Bay back. If you are just joining us, the big news of the day involves Chase Young. Shannon?
Yeah, guys, he just came out a few minutes ago on these crutches. You can see him standing here on the sideline, but you can really feel his presence down there. You have had several of his teammates come up to him and just chat with him, and I did tell you he was in the locker room at halftime and spoke to these guys, so really just out here supporting his guys, but on these crutches right now on the sideline.
Very disappointing to see Chase Young get hurt. First down and 20 for Tampa Bay. It's Fournette again out of the backfield and immediately swallowed up by Casey Toohill. So you just saw Chase Young injured. We saw Montez Sweat get hurt. He's out on IR with the broken jaw. So Toohill is one of the players that has to step up for Washington's front today.
Yeah, Shaka Toney also one of the guys, James Smith-Williams, and they've had a great rotation right now. They're keeping their guys fresh, and they're using distinct defensive lines. They're going 7, 8 deep right now, rotating guys, trying to keep them fresh against Tom Brady in this offense.
See Chase Young screaming out instructions from the sideline on crutches. Brady with time finds Godwin. And from 2nd and 18, they go to 3rd and short. Set up at the 40-yard line.
Look at the window, and forget about Tom Brady being 44, man. He still throws it like he's 24, just throwing a dart in between the zones right there, right between the 1 and the 4, as Godwin sits down before he gets to Davis, and just an excellent throw by Tom Brady.
Give it to Bernard. And it looked like he got to the line to gain. That's enough for a first down. Godwin catch sets up 3rd down and short. That's such a big play to go from 2nd and 18 to make it a manageable 3rd down, and Bernard able to convert it.
How about that call by Brady, too? I mean, he just sees what they're in. They run the little power play to the left-hand side, out of gun. And that's your quarterback just understanding where our matchups are, where we want to go with the football, what we want to do.
Deep drop. Brady turns and finds Fournette. Cole Holcomb right there. Leading tackler in his 3rd year out of North Carolina, the 5th-round pick in 2019. It's a gain of 4 for Fournette. 2nd and 6. Washington coming in as a 2-score underdog today. Boy, we've seen some crazy things, though, in the last week. The Buffalo-Jacksonville game, where Buffalo only scores 6. Baltimore, granted, on a short week after an overtime game, can't muscle a whole lot against the Miami defense in bad weather the other night. And the #1 offense in the NFL, averaging 32.5 coming into this Week 10 game, has seen Washington take a double-digit lead. Brady starting to heat up, though. That's 8 straight completions. Godwin gets knocked down by Kendall Fuller, though, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and medium.
Kendall Fuller out there, great break reading it. Watch him read Fournette, who's coming out to block him. He sets him up, then darts back outside to tackle Godwin. Really nicely done by Fuller, and really sets up Fournette on the block, right? Shows him like, I'm going to cross your face, and then darts back outside to make the tackle.
Final play of quarter number 3. Is Brady under pressure? Shaka Toney, the rookie out of Penn State, helping to bring some pressure. Landon Collins feeling good after Washington has the lead. Great, got the touchdown for Tampa Bay, but it's the football team in front.
Dude, this thing is awesome. I know.
Byron Leftwich spent a decade as a quarterback in the NFL, a good chunk of that with Jack Del Rio when they were together in Jacksonville. Both have been part of Super Bowl championship staffs. Del Rio with Baltimore when they beat the Giants in Super Bowl 35. Of course, Leftwich was in Pittsburgh with Bruce Arians when he was the offensive coordinator of a Super Bowl championship team. Of course, Leftwich engineered the offense with Arians and Brady last year during the Super Bowl run. They've squared off this afternoon. Washington offense will take over early fourth quarter with a 10-point lead. They've answered. That's the key. You can't let Tom Brady and the Buccaneers rattle off multiple possessions in a row where you score. A lot of credit to this Washington defense today.
A lot of credit to the defense, and offensively right now, putting drives together, 7 drives, 5 scores. And, you know, it's not even necessarily about coming away with points right now. It's eating up clock. That's what you want to be able to do, and put the pressure back on the other side. Make them feel this game slipping away. Make them understand you may only have 1 or 2 possessions left.
There's Gibson, knocked down by Vita Vea. Second down coming up for Taylor Heineke, and Washington down to Shannon for more.
Adam, how many times did we hear Ron Rivera say, we just need him to cut it loose, right? Don't play so perfect. And that's kind of what he did when he played this team last year in the playoffs. He told us, listen, I don't know if I'm ever going to play again, and I'm playing against Tom Brady. So he just went out there, and the moment was not too big for him. Something else that this team tells me about Heineke is just his toughness. We've seen it so far this season. Terry McLaurin telling me we never leave a game asking if Taylor gave 100%.
He has been very sharp. Heineke down the middle for McLaurin. Makes the catch near the 40-yard line in front of Jamel Dean. They'll pick up 21 yards to the 39.
Well, they're bringing pressure again. You got Dean coming off the right edge right here. You see him coming to the screen. Heineke just throwing a perfect in-cutting route to McLaurin, and I tell you what, nice high-low too. Tight end dragging across, holding the underneath coverage so you can hit the deeper route to McLaurin, and it's beautiful execution by Washington's offense.
Heineke completing it at nearly an 80% clip this afternoon. There's Patterson, and good stuff up front by Devin White. Only a yard on the play. Second down and 9 coming up here.
Only a yard, but you know what you're doing? You're churning that clock right now. It just keeps winding. It just keeps winding. Second down and 9. You still have your run game open. Maybe a quick play action game. Get your quarterback booting outside. You've got so many different options here because you've been so good from an execution standpoint on the offensive side of the ball.
And I know you in these situations like to see dedication to the 3, 4, 5-yard runs because they may bust open in the fourth quarter. Pass play on second and long. Heineke takes the hit and has to get rid of the football. Anthony Nelson made the contact with Heineke at the end of the play. He had to roll out.
Yeah, and as he rolls out here, I mean, this is where you see the maturity, the growth. You roll out here, you don't have any, don't throw it across the field. You saw him looking across the field, right? Don't ever throw it across the field back in the middle. Just throw one into the dirt and live to fight another day. Really mature, some growth by Heineke.
You've seen that, noted that, watching the tape the last couple of games, and obviously you guys called the game against Denver. You felt that you saw that over the course of that afternoon. Third down and 9, underneath. This is Dax Milne, he lost the football. A wrestle for it near the 50. Tampa Bay saying they've got it. Antoine Winfield came out with it.
On the field is a catch, then fumbled and recovered by the defense. First down, Tampa Bay.
Huge takeaway from Tampa Bay, and Dax Milne lost it.
And Levante White in man-to-man coverage comes off. Look at the punch right there on Milne. That's Levante David, and he was in man-to-man coverage out there on John Bates. He spins around, punches the ball perfectly right here. Bam!
His entire Tampa Bay career, Levante David has been around the ball. Nobody's had more fumble recoveries than David, and he's always been able to punch it out. Winfield recovers it. First turnover by Washington. Tampa Bay takes over in plus territory. Second time in 3 drives that Tampa Bay starts in Washington territory. And they start this series with a completion to Fournette. Cameron Curl on the stop after a gain of 4. They've done a lot out of the backfield with Fournette in this game. And I know that they haven't played a lot of snaps as of late. Gronkowski and Brown both out again today. But it feels like their absence is continuing to be impactful on this Tampa Bay offense.
And I love some of the game plan here. Just drop off. Make sure you put a shell on top of the defense. And make Brady throw it underneath.
The Tampa Bay hasn't had a completion over 15 yards today because of that strategy from Washington. Same deal here, underneath to Fournette to the 40. Tackle by Kendall Fuller and Casey Toohill. 3rd down coming up for Tampa Bay.
Jack Del Rio, defensive coordinator, matching wits with Tom Brady and that guy right there, Byron Leftwich. Right now, Jack Del Rio is winning that battle.
Washington brings some pressure. Brady's got Evans. There he goes. Touchdown, Mike Evans. Tampa Bay back within a score. "40-yard strike. The fumble by Milne. The punch out by David. Brady and the Bucs take advantage.
And Tom Brady reads it perfectly. He sees the safety on that side down. That's Cameron Curl. He knows he's got one-on-one. And bam! Off the release. Evans down the sideline. It's over.
Just the 3rd target of Evans today. His 2nd catch. Remember his catch at the end of the 1st with the penalty set up the field goal. And the extra point is no good from Suckup. His 2nd miss of the season, his 1st since week 2 on a PAT. Still a 4-point game, but Tampa Bay's longest play of the day is a 40-yard strike to Evans. 4-point game.
It's a nice truck.
Yeah, it's a Chevy Silverado.
Check out this multi-flex.
Tampa Bay back within 4. Mike Evans, the touchdown, his 9th of the year. Only Cooper Kupp has had more this season. The Dax Milne fumble set up by Levante David, who, as we mentioned, has done that a lot in his career. 25 times he's forced to fumble in his long Tampa Bay career. Leftwich and company back within a score. DeAndre Carter on the return. Good hit at the 20-yard line by Grant Stewart, the rookie out of Houston. So I'm a defender, and I'm watching Tom Brady point out to the right. You said, hey, look, he's pointed out to the right, to the right, to the right. But what is he actually seeing?
He's actually seeing the one-on-one coverage on the other side. Watch his glance over there. He sees it right there. Now look at him. He's looking this way. He's looking at this guy down, and he knows he's got one-on-one down here on the bottom. And go ahead, Mike Evans. Get by it. Bam! Touchdown, Tom Brady. That's orchestrating at the line of scrimmage, knowing exactly where you want to go with the football.
So now can Washington answer? It's been a nice back and forth 2nd half here. Short run. Nunez Roaches stops McKissick. So you saw Mike Evans on that last replay saying he kind of tossed the defender away. You see what Kendall Fuller is showing as an example. Like, this is what I'm dealing with Mike Evans. So you got to watch for that now, trying to set that up for later.
Yeah, he's like, that's a swim move, man. That's a defensive pass rush move he's using on me. But he uses that physicality. You press him, he knows it's all about getting off that press. I'll use my physicality, 6'5", 235, to defeat you.
Heineke stepping up. Oh, little lob, and it's connected with McKissick. Ooh, Desir with the first contact, and Whitehead came in second, and then the penalty flag was thrown on the Whitehead hit. And he's saying he led with his shoulder, not his helmet. The officials are discussing it.
Well, pressure right off the bat, and look at Heineke, just so
There's no
cool.
foul on the play. It's third down.
Looping it up over the top.
Yeah, so they threw the flag on Whitehead, but you heard the official, Brad Rogers, let the crowd know that they felt he did indeed lead with the shoulder. So no penalty on the play. The tackle was made shy of the line to gain, and a big 3rd down and 2 coming up.
This is huge right there because the boogeyman is still warming up right on the sideline.
As we mentioned, he'd started to heat up a little bit here in this second half. Washington well above their season average on 3rd down. They're 7 of 14 today. Heineke. He's going to take off, and he's going to get the 1st down. Winfield forces him out, but it's past the sticks. When you watch the tape this week and we're looking for ways that Washington could sustain success, you thought that Heineke would need to do exactly what he just did, pick up maybe 3 or 4 first downs in a game with his legs.
Absolutely. You saw him escape there. He even looked over at the sticks. Where are those sticks? I've got to get them with my feet. That's one thing that Heineke, he's so athletic, and he knows that he needs to extend plays. We call it playing off schedule a little bit. You've got to be able to play off schedule, especially with a defense that has this kind of speed and athleticism.
Slings it out for McLaurin with blockers in front and a 1st down out across the 45-yard line. Antoine Winfield Jr. finally with the tackle, 16 yards for McLaurin.
How about the vision of McLaurin coming back inside here? Watch him inside and then watch him set up the blocks here. He sees the offensive line. Now watch. One more for Leno. Take it one more gap inside. Normally you never see a receiver do that. He goes that 1st gap. See him bounce back inside again where that traffic is because he sees Leno coming over there to help him out. Beautiful read by McLaurin.
Fake the handoff and then give it to Carter on the end around. Hurtling his way near midfield. Right into the waiting arms of Anthony Nelson.
Man, I mean, that's some of the best ball handling right there. It
Yep.
wasn't, the result wasn't great, but the ball handling was beautiful. It's like you're sneaking up on the defense right there.
Well, I don't.
You see, watch Heineke.
You
Look
love
Heineke.
this stuff.
Look at that.
You love the
Sneaking
fake.
down, flipping it up.
Yeah. It still ended up being a 4-yard run. And you pointed that out twice today. You think Heineke commits very well on some of these fakes.
Well, those are the things that you get guys where they lose the football. When you're crouching down there and you're extending that football and you're showing it to the defense.
Give to Gibson, and he's got another 1st down. We hit the 7-minute mark of this 4th quarter. And it's 1st and 10 for Washington inside the 45 of Tampa.
Even right there, Heineke, after he hands the ball off to Gibson, watch, he'll throw the fake. This is just to hold the backside there. You see the backside effect it has? So you don't get pursuit, you don't get constriction. And look at Heineke, just wham! Ah, great.
I saw the defender there. I think it might have been Devin White. It's a split second.
Yes.
It might only be a split second, but that is a nuance to helping keep a play free on the backside.
Well, that you need a split second when you're talking about Devin White as fast as he is.
Great point. There's Gibson again. There is Devin White on cue. 39-yard line is where they'll spot it here.
Devin White just become one of the just supreme guys in this league right here. Here he is. Watch him diagnose. You see all that action, slide across, wrap him up. He's just so good. He's so fluid in there as a linebacker. And you talk about an aggressive dude, man.
He's bounced back nicely, I think, from that 3 personal foul penalty game. Had the roughing the passer penalty on the Winston injury, the horse collar, I should say, on the Winston injury, a roughing the passer, had the taunting penalty. He's had a really nice day today. Fake the toss to the left. Heineke roll to the right, and he's got John Bates. Ooh, Bates gets upended by Mike Edwards. will mark him about a yard shy of the line to gain. 3rd and short coming up.
Well, off that fake, you see him turn, flip his head around, and get it right to the tight end, right off the bat. Something that he has struggled with, holding the ball a little too long. Just dump it out there to him quickly before he gets to the edge, before the sideline comes into effect, and let him turn his shoulders upfield and go make a play.
And here you go, Stinker, in another 3rd and 1. 5 minutes to go. This drive started with 11 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory for Ron Rivera if you don't convert here.
It's Gibson, and it's another Washington 1st down.
We talked about if you can possess this football, what it does to Tampa Bay. I said maybe 1, maybe 2 possessions. Now you're down to a possession, right? If you get this ball back. So this has just been a fabulous drive by Washington.
And again, now touchdown versus field goal, which has been a huge problem for Washington getting into this area of the field. Touchdown could potentially put the game away. A field goal very much keeps the Tampa Bay offense in it. Todd Bowles trying to get a stop, though. 1st down and 10. Gibson. 2nd effort. Boy, Shaquille Barrett had him. And then he ends up surging ahead for a couple of yards.
I don't know how he got out of there. I mean, he looked completely wrapped up. So he takes this zone read handoff right there. Shaquille Barrett has him wrapped up. He bounces off of it. Just so strong and so physical.
Pops out of the pack there. So right back to what we were just talking about. Now Tampa Bay has to use a timeout. They have to stop the clock. 4:03 to play. Plus the 2-minute warning still to come here in the 4th quarter.
And as you get into the red zone, we talked to Scott Turner. He talked about 4 things. You've got to run the ball. You can't have penalties. You've got to make contested catches in the red zone as we enter in. And then ultimately, your quarterback has to extend plays. That's the recipe for success, something they haven't done well so far this season.
Heineke stepping up. And he'll dive down to the 25. The line to gain is the 21. 3rd down coming up, and the balance of this game very much weighted on this play coming up here. Because then the question becomes, if you don't convert on 3rd down, do you go for it on 4th down, or do you try to add on 3 points with a brand new kicker on this team? This will be fascinating.
Well, they call him Riverboat Ron for a reason.
Here we go. Heineke. Past the sticks. It is caught. Adam Humphries. His first catch of the day and the 300th of his career moves the chains for Washington.
Just a switch release up top. And there you see, using leverage, using body position, using that forearm. Doesn't extend it, but just to get separation. Adam Humphries, great route there on 3rd down.
We mentioned it, he's got 300 catches now. 219 of those came in a Tampa Bay uniform. Now doing it for Washington. Gibson, good ankle tackle by Winfield, and Tampa Bay will use a timeout. Been a game of attrition at times today. We mentioned the Chase Young injury for Washington, obviously a huge one. Tampa Bay has dealt with that in its secondary today as well. Richard Sherman was a late scratch.
Delaney went out as well.
Delaney had the concussion issue. They scratched Andrew Adams today, so they're a little short-handed now. And boy, this is just a really impressive Washington drive. This is going to go down as one of the more impressive drives of the season for Washington. It started with 10:55 to go on their own 20. Almost 8 minutes off the clock.
It's the kind of drive that just galvanizes you as an offense. Makes you believe in everything that you're doing.
And they close. Does Tampa Bay have a stop in it? Second and long. Pressure on Heineke, and somehow he got it to Gibson. Brought down by Winfield at the 15-yard line. 3 minutes to play. Third down coming up. And we'll step aside with a timeout on the field. What a game we've had. A shocking score right now. Opener of this season for the injured Ryan Fitzpatrick, making his 8th consecutive start, facing Tampa Bay again, playing a little freer today, and he's come up with clutch throws.
He certainly has, and he has been letting it loose and feeding off that energy. And moments ago on the hot throw, see him giving ground late to make sure he can complete that to Gibson. I'm talking about beautiful execution right there.
Huge 3rd and 5 here. Tampa Bay is out of timeouts. Heineke's numbers on the day. Heineke on the slant for McLaurin. He takes the hit and has the first down. The longest Washington drive of the season continues.
Pump it up and got the one-on-one on the outside. Look at McLaurin. Hits the slant, and what do we talk about? You got to make contested catches. It doesn't get any more contested than that. And he is jazzed. Go ahead and pump those fists.
Scary Terry just showed up for the biggest catch of the game. 1st and goal now, approaching the 2-minute warning.
I'm changing his name to McLovin because I'm loving it.
Here's Gibson inside the 5, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Can't fully salt the game away with Tampa Bay out of timeouts, but they are right on the doorstep. In what's been a wild couple of weeks of upsets in the NFL, Washington is 2 minutes away from a big one. Up 4, 2 to play in Landover. Tom Brady hoping that he gets one more crack at a possession here. A drive that began with 10:55 to play now has 2 minutes left in the game. 16 plays, nearly 9 minutes on this drive. Longest Washington series of the year. 2nd and goal. Give to Gibson. The clock will continue to move right around 1:15 or so. Tampa Bay again out of timeouts. Can't fully salt the game away. You're sitting at 3rd and goal. And again, if Tampa Bay gets a stop here, Washington will take the clock down as far as they can and then have a decision to make as to whether they go for a touchdown to put it away, and if they fail to convert, it'd be a long field in front of Brady with a 4-point deficit. That's why that missed extra point by Suckup is huge. Or they can go for the field goal to make it a 7-point game. 3rd and goal. It's Gibson. Oh, what a play by Whitehead. He grabbed Gibson and prevented him from getting into the end zone, and everybody else rallied. So now Washington can take as much time as they want and then take a timeout. Huge play right here by Whitehead.
Yeah, Whitehead just pulling from the hips right there. Winfield joining in. Golston with a hand on him.
Winfield, yeah, nearly you saw him trying to strip the ball away. Good job by Gibson to hold on. Clock will get down right around 30 seconds. And then we'll see what Ron Rivera has for a decision.
Timeout. Washington, their first. It's a 30-second timeout.
So here's Joey Sly potentially on for a field goal, which again would make it a 7-point game. What's interesting to me here is, would you go for the touchdown? Because if you didn't convert, it'd be a 99-yard field.
Correct.
In front of Tampa Bay. And again, that missed extra point by Suckup is really looming large now, because now you need a touchdown for Tampa Bay.
And if I'm Riverboat wrong, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and run this football right here. knowing I have that 4-point lead, and if we don't get in, if we do, we salt it away. If we don't if we don't get the touchdown, then you've got a 9-yard field to go in less than 30 seconds.
And no timeouts for Tampa Bay. So here's 4th and goal. What a drive. '19th play of the drive is going to put the game away. Touchdown, Gibson.
Just running the zone read handoff to the wide side. You see Heineke make the fake right there to hold the back end, and beautifully executed. This offensive line all day long from a protection standpoint, from a run blocking standpoint, have done such a great job. Go ahead, celebrate, young man, because you played one whale of a ball game.
And engineered one of the most impressive drives in the NFL this season. 19 plays, tied for the most plays on any drive this year in the league, and 10 minutes and 26 seconds, the longest timed drive in the league this year.
Incredible. Just incredible.
So the delay here is because in the commotion of all this, Vita Vea is being tended to inside the 5. .29 seconds to play. Vea continues to get checked down.
Get football.
Well, an unfortunate circumstance here. A lot of elation if you're a Washington fan during that game-sealing TD, but Vita Vea, after all that, has to be carted off the field. And an impressive series to close for the Washington football team. Longest drive in the NFL this year. It's their longest drive in 3 years, time-wise.
19 plays.
Incredible.
I mean, 19 plays.
The Saints had a 19-play drive in Week 7 earlier this year that ended in a field goal. So they got the team out there for the 2-point conversion. They're not going to risk maybe a run back, because a run back on a 2-point conversion would make it an 8-point game, a 1-score game. So they'll just take the knee and they'll just kick it off. Don't forget, next Sunday, huge doubleheader on Fox. Big game for the Packers and the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers is active, as is Russell Wilson, by the way, today against Seattle. We'll have Saints-Eagles next week. And then the Cowboys and the Chiefs will headline America's Game of the Week. And a huge one out west, too, with Arizona and Seattle. You can check your local listings for the game or games in your area. This is what's gone down in the second half. Tom Brady to Cameron Brate got this team back within 3. Remember, the Bucs trailed by 13 points on 2 separate occasions today. But as they did often today, an answer from Washington. You talked about the offensive line. An incredible effort to help Gibson get to the end zone here. Brate found Evans to stay connected in this game. But the last drive, 19 plays, 10.5 minutes, ending with the Gibson touchdown. And that's where we sit right now. The last 14 days of upsets, chalk this one up as another big one. Brady got going for sure in the second half, had a really good string of consecutive completions, but had the 2 picks in the opening period. Washington only got field goals out of it early. You had the sense, well, this is kind of set up for Brady, but that's why you give so much credit to Washington today. They answered, one of the best to ever do it.
Well, Brady in this offense certainly did try. There's no question about it, and it was a team effort, but obviously fell short. And you got to tip your cap to Washington, the way they played throughout the entirety of this game, both defensively, offensively, and let's not forget, you lose Chase Young. I mean, you've got to respond. Ron Rivera's team responded, no question, and this young man, Heineke, what a game.
We talked about growth for him, and he sounded like a guy who's trying to grow. Well, I got to go back to that game and how I was feeling in that game. And I remember that feeling, and I want to play like that again. Sounds like a guy who's starting to become a little bit more cognizant of how to operate in this league. So maybe a good sign of things to come for Washington.
A really good sign. And Heineke's talking about the fact that, hey, man, I'm not a game manager. I got to be a bit of a gunslinger, right? I can't be careless, but I've got to be aggressive. And that's exactly what he was able to do today.
One of the bigger upsets in the NFL so far this season. Bruce Arians and Ron Rivera with the handshake at the halftime break. 13-7, Ron Rivera against Tampa Bay all time. We'll wrap things up from Landover after this.
Who's David? Have you seen him?
He was in surgery when the explosion happened.
Look out!
911, all new tomorrow on Fox.